Hello, welcome to Russian for Beginners Lesson 2. In this lesson, we will talk about the main aspects of Russian pronunciation, including stress, vowel reduction, softness, as well as voiced and unvoiced consonants. In Russian, the stress is not fixed. It may fall on any syllable of the word. The stress is usually indicated by an accent, like so, and as a rule it is indicated in dictionaries. The stress in Russian words is important. A misplaced stress may change the meaning of a word. For example, we have the word castle and block. In Russian, they look very much alike. However, the stress is in a different position, and this changes not only the meaning of the word, but also the way they are pronounced. So castle is zamak, and lock is zamok. In a second, we will take a look to see why this letter O sounds A. And this brings us to the vowel reduction. It is important to recognize stress in Russian because it changes the pronunciation of vowels. When the following vowels are not stressed, A, O, Ye, Ya, they are reduced in their pronunciation. We'll take a look at each of the letter individually. So the pronunciation of the letter A, when stressed, is pronounced A, as tam, there. The stress usually is not indicating one syllable words because naturally it falls on the vowel, and the vowel in this example is A. When unstressed, A sounds shorter and fainter at the beginning of a word, such as avtobus, bus, as well as in a syllable immediately before the stress. For example, balkon, balcony, karman, packet. It's pronounced A as the first letter in aloud anywhere else, such as magazin, store, or komnata, room. And it is also pronounced E as in sit after the sounds ch, sh in syllable immediately preceding stress, such as часы, watch, or clock. The pronunciation of the letter O. When stressed, it is pronounced O. For example, tom, volume, such as volume of a book. When not stressed, it is pronounced O in the final position of foreign words. For example, radio, radio. It is pronounced a shorter and fainter A at the beginning of a word, such as okno, window, and in a syllable immediately before stress, such as Moskva, Moscow. And it is pronounced A as the first letter in the word aloud anywhere else, such as хорошо, good, well. This can be a reply to an answer, how are you, which we'll take a look in a second. This is a very good example. It has 3 O's, and each one of them is pronounced differently. So the last O is stressed, it is pronounced O. This O right immediately before the stress is pronounced shorter and fainter A. And then this O is pronounced A as the first letter in aloud. So we have A, O. Хорошо. The pronunciation of the letter Ye. When stressed, is pronounced Ye, such as professor, professor. When not stressed, is pronounced Yi, such as теперь, now. Another example is how are you, literally meaning how are things, how are affairs. Как дела? The pronunciation of the letter Ya. When stressed, is pronounced Ya, such as яблоко, apple. When not stressed, is pronounced Ye, if the last letter in a word. For example, история, history. Anywhere else is pronounced Yi, such as язык, language. The letters Ye, Yo, I, Yu, Ya, and the soft sign, in Russian called мягкий знак, make the preceding consonant soft. This means that the consonant is pronounced with a simultaneous Ye sound, Ye as in yes. Exceptions are the sounds Zh, C, Sh. They are always pronounced hard with no yes sound. A soft consonant is pronounced by placing the tongue closer to the roof of the mouth than in the pronunciation of the equivalent hard consonant. And soft consonants are particularly discernible in the case of the sounds d, t, n, l. So whenever we have these vowels preceding these letters, they sound d, t, n, l. For example, the word yes in Russian is da. The word day is день. So da, it's a hard D. День, it's a soft D. The reason it's soft because we have the letter ye. Ye makes the sound softer. The мягкий знак, the soft sign, also makes this letter n sound softer. So день, день. An example, good afternoon, literally meaning kind day, would be добрый день. Voiced and voiceless consonants. The first 6 consonants of the alphabet, the sounds b, v, g, d, zh, z, are all voiced, pronounced with vibration of the vocal cords. At the end of the words, these 6 turn into their voiceless counterparts, pronounced with little or no vibration of the vocal cords. So they become p, f, g, t, sh, s. For example, Lermontov. It ends with v, however it's pronounced f. Another example, Peterburg. It ends with g, it's pronounced g. A preposition and the word which follows are pronounced as one word. The final voiced consonant of a preposition preceding the initial voiceless consonant of a word that follows it becomes voiceless. For example, to the garden, в сад. So v is pronounced f, and it is combined with the word garden, and the last d in the garden is sound t. So to the garden, в сад, literally means to garden. There's no article d in Russian. So to sum up, let's take a look at the word library in Russian. It is written as biblioteka, however it's pronounced biblioteka. Why? Let's take a look at the stress first. So ye is stressed, it is pronounced ye. It makes the consonant before it sound softer, so t sounds t. O is not stressed, and immediately before the stress is pronounced shorter and fainter a. E makes l sound le. A, here it sounds a as in about. So the word is biblioteka, library. So here's a quotation about the public library by Alexander Gertsen. Публичная библиотека – это открытый стол идей, за который приглашен каждый. A public library is an open table of ideas around which everyone is invited. That's it for today. Until next time, до свидания.